Hello and welcome to the SQL Server Architecture video series. In this video, we are discussing about the storage engine of SQL Server. In the previous video, we went through the database engine. In this video, I am discussing about the storage engine as a part of the database engine. Then first, what is storage engine? A storage engine describes physical database architecture along with data access. It describes how data is physically stored and logically arranged. It describes the access method of data from the storage location. Database engine describes the data storage and data access from the storage location. It describes how data is stored in the OS file system and how data is arranged in the file. And the access methods of the data are also the part of the SQL Server storage engine. That include buffer management, locking, transaction, etc. So, what is storage engine? It describes storage engine describes physical database architecture along with the data access. This is a simple answer for this question. Also, stored and logically arranged this data in the physical file name. And the access method also the part of the storage engine. First, we need to check how data is storing in physical location. By default, every SQL Server database has two operating system files, a data file and a log file. Data file contain data and objects such as tables, indexes, and other objects like stored procedures, view. Data files can be grouped together in file groups for allocation and administration purpose. If we need to put data in multiple disks, we can create additional secondary data files by putting each file on the different disk drives. That is, by default, you install the SQL Server, it created two physical files that known as one data file and log file. That is .mdf and .ldf file. Then if you need additional storage location, then you can create another files also. That is also secondary data files. Then we can divide the physical storage into data file, log file, and secondary group file. So what are the three types of files in SQL Server? That is different group: primary file, secondary file, and log file. Primary file. Every database has one primary data file with the .mdf extension. This holds all the data and database objects details. And the secondary file, this is an optional one, user-defined data file. Data can be spread across multiple disks by putting each file on a different disk drive or in the same disk drive with the .mdf extension. And the log file. Log file contains the information that is required to recover all transactions in the database. There must be at least one log file for each database. The extension of the log file is .mdf. Then by default, we have only the primary file and log file. That is .mdf file and .ldf file. MDF file stores all the user data and the other object details, and the log file contains the transaction details. If you want additional storage, then only you need to create the secondary file storage files and need to store the data in the other location with the other location or same location with the NDF file. Next, we can check these files in the SQL Server and physical location. For this purpose, I am creating a database. To create the database, right click from the database, new database. I am just putting the name demo. Here you can see below database file details, logical file name. Every database file has two file names. One is logical file name. Logical file name we could not change, and another one is physical file name. Physical file name, data file is stored in the physical location. That is actual file name here. So we can see the two rows. First is demo rows. That means primary data file. The next one is log file .ndf file. So we can select the location from log file and data file location from here. By default, it is storing the SQL Server installation location. If we need to change the location, we can click here and change the location or put the path here. Here I am just changing this location. I am going to another drive, D drive database. You can see D drive database. I am changing the log file location also, D drive database. So both log file and data files contain the same location. For the best practice, it is better to create the log file and data file in the different location. That means other D drive is data file, is E drive is the log file, and avoid the C drive for the data file storage. That is the best practice for the database creation. So then next we can click OK and create the database. The database is created, demo, then we can check the location. I've stored E drive databases. There are two files created. One is demo.mdf and demo_log.ldf. So this is the primary group data file and this is log file. Then next we can create the third file. So again go to the database, right click from, go to properties, then go to the files, then we can see the already created files here. And here we can see the file groups. The file group is only one file group, that is primary. If you want to create additional file group, then you can click here, add file group and create the file. And another way, in the files, here we can see an add button. Add button means we are creating the additional file. While clicking the add button, you will get a new row. Then here you can see the new row in the primary group. So from here you can create the new file group. There is a new file group button. Then it will get a pop-up window like this. We can enter the new file name here. I just entering demo2 and the read only. That means I'm not checking read only, default. You can set this is the default file group. That means every data will store this file group. I'm not checking this both and I'm clicking to OK. The file group is created. Then we need to give the file name, logical file name and physical file name. Same I am giving. File group and file name is same. Or if file group is demo2, you can give any other name also. So file location. If you want another drive, you can select from here. So now I am storing the same location. It is better to give the another location. Then click OK. Then we can check the database location. So there is another file is created, demo2.ndf. This is the secondary file group with another data files. Hope you will get how data is physically stored in the SQL Server. So in this video, we checked what are the three types of files in SQL Server, how it is storing in the physical location. Then I am going to discuss how data is arranging in the data files. This is the physical file. We shown the primary data files and secondary data files and log files. Then we need to know how data is arranging in these files. That is known as pages extents. That we can discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please support and subscribe the channel.